Prepare to attack the enemy's control points.
Get behind me, Doctor!
I am fully charged!
You are listening to Control Point, a Team Fortress 2 podcast with Brent Copeland, Eric Fullerton, Wes Wilson, and Spencer Williams.
Control Point, episode 36, recorded on June 22nd, 2008. I'm Brent Copeland.
I'm Eric Fullerton.
Hi, I'm Spencer Williams.
We have a guest this week.
Who is that guest?
From Wales, and his name is Sean Morgan, and you might know him as iFrit.
Hello. My big question is, did you bring your question, like, on, you do that weekly question thing, did you bring it to read aloud during the show, or did you still send something in?
I sent something in, but I can make something up if you want.
Okay.
He can ask himself a question this week. That'll be good.
Maybe a little bit.
Well, welcome everybody to yet another episode of Control Point. It just keeps going on. And let's get this show on the road. You got the briefcase over there, Eric?
I do. Actually, Brent has it this week. What are you going to do with that?
Oh, okay.
Brent?
I'm handing it to you.
Oh, okay. Well, let me open it up and see what's inside. Let's see what's in here. What do we have? Spencer, can you see what's in the briefcase? What do we have?
Hold on. Let me look.
We have Pyro Unlocks, iFrit, CP Mole, and a whole bunch more.
Wow, iFrit's in there?
It should be noted, in case you had not noticed, that Wes is not with us today. Unfortunately, he was in a terrible air car incident. His flying car ran out of the nuclear-powered steam that causes it to float, and he crashed into Lake Erie.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was doing up by Lake Erie, but that's where he crashed.
Yeah.
And I'm here to replace him.
So anyway, how was your week, Brent?
My week was, it was fun. It was fun. I played a lot of TF2 this week comparatively. Played a lot of other stuff too, and it was good times on Farm Night on old number 5. We went to the fun server and we had a bunch of fun until it crashed, and then I didn't put the password back on and thought, oh, that'll be fine. We'll get more people on. Within, like, I don't know, 30 seconds, it was full again with, like, people I had no clue who they were. And let's just say trying to conduct a farming night in that circumstance is very hectic. So, you know, a few people got banned after getting kicked multiple times. There was someone on there who helped out a lot. I believe his name was Safe Seth, so I want to shout out to him.
Groovy.
And besides that, it was a lot of playing Medic and Pyro this week.
Sweet.
Playing Medic? Why were you playing Medic? Just cause?
Yeah, because I farmed my Pyro stuff, and so... And it was funny because, you know, we set kind of 2 servers for farming, 3 and 5, and after I got on mine, I decided to go to 1 and check out a real game with the new stuff, and I went there and everybody was a Pyro.
Yes. Well, of course, it was the night that the update was released. It didn't matter what server you were on, everyone was going to be playing a Pyro.
I didn't play Pyro.
Yeah, but it was just kind of humorous. I felt like it was still farming, you know, even though they weren't, I guess, technically farming, it was still farming in my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I went Medic.
Anything else?
I'm trying to finish up my unlocks for Medic, which are much tougher.
Wes did that too.
They are.
So that's about it. I'll pass it on to E-Dog.
E-Dog. All right, so I played every single day this week, and I've just played a lot of TF2, and that's not just because of the Pyro Unlocks. I played every day before it came out. It's because, you know, I guess I tend to kind of go in waves, and right now it's just kind of like, you know, I've been re-addicted to the game, I guess, or something. And so let's see here. I uploaded a new map, or a couple of new maps this week. Zelda Dungeon, which I like, but everyone else hates it. Zelda Dungeon, it's not really a push blocks around like puzzle game type thing like it should be. Rather, it's actually just a bunch of dungeon rooms kind of pieced together, just like as if like you're playing the old school NES Zelda. This level is actually level 8, I think, the one with Ganon, the end one. But anyway, it's a lot of fun, I think.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't? Okay. It's good stuff. It needs the old school Zelda music, which it doesn't have either, but it's a beta 5, I believe, right now. So I played Turbine, some Meridian, lots of Gold Rush. Oh, one weird game on Gold Rush we played this week. Everyone on our team turned NG. I don't know why. This is dumb. This is before the Pyro 2.0 came out.
Oh, yeah, I was there for that.
You were? I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, everybody go NG. So we did, and we won, didn't we? We were defending.
No.
Oh, we didn't win?
No, we lost badly.
Well, we were doing good for a while, I think, right? Because we were defending that map.
I'm glad someone's here to call it on you.
It was like sentries everywhere and freaking teleports that didn't go anywhere, and it was
That's
madness.
the thing, though, with one Uber, they took about, 8 centuries down, and it was like, oh, crap.
Oops. Yeah, that was interesting. Let's see. On one night, I played Zelda. I've tried it out with 6 people, and it was pretty fun. The next day, I tried it out with a full house. 26 people, right, is full?
Yes.
And it wasn't so good. I think it does better with a fewer amount of people because it turns into a sniper war, and nobody likes that. So, also, I tried out Aqua this week. I'd never tried that one out, and that was a lot of fun on Thursday. Thursday also was the Pyro Unlock day, Pyro 2.0. So I went to one and played for 11 hours, and I got 8 achievements. People who had farmed, I heard it took them about 3 hours to unlock all 3 milestones. Just to put it in perspective.
30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, it took about 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. I heard 3 hours on the forums, but maybe somebody was just really slow.
It probably took 3 hours to get all the people that were coming in and out and stuff, but if you were farming right, it took about 30 minutes.
Okay. I didn't farm. I just, I had a lot of fun playing, and of course it's slow getting achievements with Pyro when everyone else is, fireproof and wearing rubber pants, so it's kind of hard to catch up on fire. So I in that 11 hours, I didn't play Pyro the entire time. I played a lot of Soldier and a lot of Sniper, and that's to basically take advantage of easy targets. Anybody can snipe some Pyros who can't really, do anything about it. So that was a lot of fun to kind of exploit the Pyro system there. The next day, I think, what was it, Saturday night or Friday night, I think, we had the CP After Dark Madness. On that day, I unlocked the first milestone, which is the flare gun.
Flare gun.
I used it a little bit. I decided to go back to the shotgun because, again, everyone is Pyro, so the flare gun is kind of useless. So I would like to check it out in the future on a regular game. But until then, I would like to try out the back scratcher, as I like to call it. And we'll talk about that in the in whatever segment we talk about the Pyro.
Okay.
Also, let's see. What else? So many more maps we tried out this week. CP Close, CP Quick Cap, CP Shack, by the way, which iFrit made.
Yeah.
That was good.
Oh, crap. Really?
Yeah, I liked it. It's very dark. Very. Of course, this was late at night on CP After Dark, so I'll probably have to play it again to really fully get CP Fast Lane, which I love a lot.
I don't think I played that one.
You haven't played Fast Lane?
We played that quick cap on what night was that? Friday.
Yeah, Friday night,
and it was really sucky.
Oh, Quick Cap and Close, yeah, those are silly. They're small and just.
But one of them, man, is a Pyro with the back burner. It was crazy. They just walk out of that spawn room and get critted.
Toasty. Also, Friday night, CP After Dark. This is kind of funny for me, not for someone else. In order to get one of the achievements. Now, for myself, I'm against farming because I'm against farming the Pyro because I'm Pyro and I want to have fun with it and do it the way Valve intended. I mean, might as well have one of the hosts doing it the way that they intended, right? And just kind of report back. So that's me. So, so I did get the Got a Light achievement, which a spy was just messing around doing taunts and I burned him. I think he did that on purpose. Obviously, why would you be standing around uncloaked doing taunts? But in order to get the what is that one barbecue when basically someone rage quits?
barbecue blow? Oh no, I don't know what the name of that one was.
It's basically if you
we just called it rage quit.
yeah
It's barbecue Q.
yeah if you have dominated someone and they quit, then you get the achievement. So I noticed that I was dominating Sunflash on Meridian on Friday night, and I thought it'd be funny to kick him and see if I get the achievement, and I did.
Wow.
So sorry about that, Sunflash.
So that's not just farming, that's cheating farming.
Yeah, yeah.
Abuse of powers and farming together.
Yeah, but I knew that, like, Sunflash is an old school player. He's been playing since last year with this, and I knew he would. Well, for one thing, he had no idea what happened. I had to tell him.
That's awesome.
So that did work. That was good. Also, for some reason, I think it was Scarbone came up with the idea of everyone changing their name to some variation of Sabrina Fullerton. So there were like at least 30 different names, different variants, like Man Brina and Wolf Brina.
That really creeps me out.
Oh, totally.
I mean, they're not only suggesting that you should already be married, but that you should be married to multiple copies of the same woman. And I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah. I took a couple of screenshots because it was just overwhelmingly shocking. Let's see.
How do you think she would have felt if she actually logged in and saw that, though?
Well, I text messaged her and told her what was going on. She's like, what? Why?
Okay, so she'll never play now, is what you're saying?
Well, she's in the chat room right now, so I think she's okay with it.
You just messed up.
Oh, yeah. Friday night, it was really annoying. Windows wants to keep updating and reboot, and I'm not ready to reboot. So Yamhead told me how to turn that off, and thank you, by the way. It's just, a bunch of like Windows admin crap you have to go do. But that always sucks, You're in a game and it just keeps popping you out every 5 minutes. You want to reboot? You want to reboot? Like, no,
and you don't.
Yeah.
You're like, I would have clicked yes.
Also, this happens every now and then, but it's always awesome when it does. I was running around in Meridian, and Sigma was healing me. I'm a soldier, by the way. And I ran into a heavy and a medic, and they're running towards me, and he starts spinning up, and all of a sudden Sigma hits the Uber, and they just do a quick 180 and just start running away. I just love when that happens. But anyway, that's it, I think. Yeah. Oh, no, I made a new spray this weekend.
One more thing.
It's a smexy picture of Kevin Bacon. That's about it.
I really hate Kevin Bacon. I hate Kevin Bacon so much. Like flames on the side of my face. Never mind.
Yikes. All right.
My week was actually... Yeah, sure, I'll go next. My week was kind of a gaming light week. I'm studying for a certification exam that I'm taking next week, so kind of spending a lot of time doing that. Ironically, though, even though I played less games than I usually do, I played far more TF2 than I normally do. Specifically on Thursday, I joined Server 3 after there had been some achievement farming going on for a while. That was organized by... Rasputin, and he was doing a really good job at it. I came in and I started barking orders because I just naturally do that, but it worked out because he lost connection and I kept it organized until he came back, and then it worked really well. I don't know exactly how long it took me to get all of the achievements needed to unlock all the weapons, but I actually, in that one night, I unlocked all but 3 of the achievements, and those were the kill however many people, and then kill double that number, and then deal 1,000,000 points of fire damage. So yeah. So it was a really good time, and I only had to yell at people a couple times for... It's really, really easy for someone to throw a wrench into this kind of thing, and it happens every once in a while, but generally speaking, we got a good group of people, so it worked really well. And that was pretty much it. I haven't played on either of the quote-unquote new maps as of yet, but I want to try the what is it called? Fastlane. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm looking forward to that. On Friday night, I joined the Control Point, the ship server, Yeah, which is a server that is under the control of our own Risu, and it was a lot of fun. We played on one map that was way too small for the number of people that we had, and I had no idea what I was doing, so I kept asking people, I have to poop. Where do I go to poop? And this makes sense if you play the ship. But we then went and we were playing team games, which is the
God,
I forget.
VIP.
It's the VIP games. It's the debonaires versus the debutantes, like men versus women. Is that right? Am I right on that?
I don't know. I thought it was 3 size.
Well, there's the passengers too who just aren't doing anything.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
and the way it is one person on either side is the VIP, and the other team's goal is to kill them. And there are a couple of people that are really, really good, so they mostly kind of held sway over the server. But there was one point where I was running around, and you have a bunch of needs that you have to take care of, Steam. You have to eat, you have to drink, you have to socialize, you have to have fun, you have to pee, you have to poop.
Like Sim style or something?
Yeah, sort of.
Yes.
Okay.
And you have to get clean, so you have to take a shower or wash your hands every once in a while. And at one point, I was a dirty boy, and I was completely away from the rest of my group, and I wandered into a cabin. You know, they're all ships. I wandered into a cabin in the ship, and it had a bathtub. I was like, oh, hell yeah. So I hopped in the bathtub. I got bubbles going, bubble bath going, and I'm getting all clean. And all of a sudden, out the open, I didn't close the door of the cabin. Out the open door of the cabin, I see all of the debutantes, all of the women just stream past one by one. And the last one is the VIP. So I hopped out of the tub real quick and beat her to death with a baseball bat. It was awful.
Boink.
So that's how you won. I was thinking
That's how I won. Yeah,
Spence
I didn't know what I was
actually won a
doing,
game?
but exactly. I was in the bathtub. I jumped out and beat someone to death with a baseball.
Death by bonk.
Yeah. That's pretty much, that was pretty much my gaming. I did say, while I was doing the pyro farming, we discovered a game that other people have since discovered, rocket tennis. Have you guys tried this yet?
Oh, no.
It's, where you have a soldier, and I was the soldier, and, the soldier fires a rocket at a pyro. And, I was firing rockets at Newbie King. And, John Maz was behind me. And after I fired the rocket, we'd see how long they could keep the rocket in the air by blasting it back and forth.
Nice.
It was really fun.
So how many times can you do it?
Well, it's really only limited by the amount of ammo you have, and we were in an ammo-rich area. But it's also, it's kind of tough to keep that timing up. I think we had it up to like 5 or 6 bounces at one point. Wow. It was pretty cool. And on our forums, actually, I don't remember who, but someone brought this up, and that it would be neat to see maps based around this sort of thing, or like a baseball map or I'm not sorry, not baseball, like a basketball map where the Pyros are trying to shoot something through a hoop, and maybe there's some sort of scorekeeping system there. That could be really interesting. I'd like to see something like that. But that's it for my week. Sean, do you have anything you want to talk about your week?
Yeah, okay. I was with Spencer in that CP ship thing, and I just have to say, I actually found a kukri in there.
Nice.
Ship, and I was like, oh my god!
Yeah, it is one of the weapons. There's a kukri.
Weird.
Yeah.
Is it actually called a kukri?
Mm-hmm.
It's spelled slightly different than how we spell it, and there's also a crowbar. What did I do?
There's all kinds of weapons. There's umbrellas, and there's guns and axes and frying pans and just anything you can pick up. Syringes full of poison.
Nice.
There's all kinds of weapons. It's nice.
I remember in that there were all the women were running towards me. No, I was with an axe. I was running through the corridor, and they all just came into the corridor. I was like, crap! So I just killed them all with an axe. I was like, how the hell did I do that?
There was blood everywhere. It was really, oh my god.
Now, is this like a TF2 mod, or is this like a completely different game?
It's
a source game, but it started its life as a Half-Life mod, but it's actually a Half-Life 2 engine game now. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
You can get it on Steam.
And also probably the most exciting thing I did this week was help record the second episode of Misfits in a hostile environment.
That's cool.
You mean the third episode? Because the second episode's already out.
No, it's not.
It came out 2 episodes, 1 and 2.
No, that was 1 episode. It was just in 2 parts.
Oh, okay. I was always confused.
Burned.
Oh, snap. Okay, cool.
So that's your week? Is everybody's week complete?
Yeah, mine was.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did Wes do? Should we make up things that Wes did?
Wes was probably getting ready for the convention. That's this week? No, next weekend? Weekend after next?
I don't know.
Something like that.
Then he went out and cut his grass with scissors, and then he what else did he do?
He did have that unfortunate flying car accident.
Yeah, Lake Erie and all. All right, well, I guess we can go to the next segment.
On the loudspeaker, news and discussions.
That was a test. Did you catch that?
I don't know. Was it? I didn't catch that. What was the test?
Well, this week we have... Okay. Valve has a new TF2 blog site, I guess it's called, teamfortress.com. This is, I'd say this is long overdue, really. But with all of their updates and everything, they now have a centralized place instead of going to steampowered.com or whatever and going to the news section, which everyone had to do before. Now you can just go to teamfortress.com, and they don't have an RSS feed up yet, which I really hope they do, because that's how I look at websites these days. So, but going there now, they have some concept art of the flare gun, which is kind of cool, and you can kind of see the evolution of that. So hopefully just, hopefully in a week, maybe they'll have their RSS feed up.
I think they've got a lot to prove with this concept, the blog, because I mean we've consistently said, and it's well known that they do not communicate well with their fan base, and I don't know. I think the blog's a step in the right direction, but I'm sort of holding off till I see how often it gets updated. Cause,
It sounds like it'll probably get updated, every new class, every new map update, and that's not a blog.
Will the blog updates be delayed? I don't know. Like, will they say we're going to have a blog update within the next 3 days, and that really means 4 weeks?
Well,
I'm just curious. Does Valve Time apply to their blog? I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope they surprise us. It would be nice to get some info out every, at least every week, if not every day. We see it's not going to be every day already, but
yeah. But this is a step in the right direction. I hope. I think. So this week on Thursday, I believe it was, we got a huge update, or maybe it was Wednesday. I forget. But anyway,
it was Thursday.
It was Thursday. Okay.
Thursday.
We got a gigantic update, things that affected CP well, CTF well, lots of other aspects, and of course the one that everyone's excited about, the Pyro 2.0 with new weapons and all this good stuff, and we'll get into that, I guess, right now.
Well,
woohoo!
Just saying now, I was more excited about CTF wild changes in the Pyro update.
But
really? I didn't know anyone ever got excited about CTF well. I was like the map that Valve put out to say that they were coming out with new content, and it didn't really count. I mean,
yeah, honestly, I didn't know about any of the other changes. I just, of course, logged in.
Well, I did. I have to say I didn't either.
You didn't either? Yeah, so many people didn't. No. And while playing Pyro, CTF well just happened to come up, and so did CP well. And everyone on the server was like, "Oh my god, this is weird. Something's changed. Oh, I like this," And also the little icons next to people's names in the scoreboard. You can now see on the scoreboard who is on your friends list, and that was
that's nice.
That was a nice welcome change that I didn't realize was there. And people are, in game going, "What does this thing mean? What does this thing do?" So
I think we should go ahead and go through all of the changes that were not the Pyro before we dig into the meat of the Pyro here, because
that sounds good.
I think that'll be easier. Of course, the biggest change, and I don't know how people are reacting to this just yet, was the soldier removing the soldier's 40% damage reduction from his own rockets.
What do you think, Brent?
What do you guys think about that?
The funny thing is, I haven't really played Soldier at all since the Unlocked. I've been playing Pyro and Medic so much. I hadn't even read the patch notes. I didn't even know that was there until just like 2 seconds ago when I was reading this. And I'm really kind of pissed about it.
What do you think?
Well, this
and I don't even know how it plays out yet.
Well, this is useless because I've been doing nothing but playing Soldier and Sniper. A lot of Soldier though, but I never really played it before, so I don't really know. I can't make any decisions there or comments. So I guess it is what it is, and you can let us know next week.
Yeah,
we'll have to sort of play that one out to see what it's like. I know a lot of people are mad about this. I was talking to my friend Eric, not you, the other Eric Cote in the Steam community, and he was pretty livid about it. On the face of it, I'm not really all that mad about it. As someone that doesn't play the Soldier, it's easy to not be mad about it. I would think that all it does is require a little bit more precision with the Soldier, which a good Soldier with only 4 rounds before he has to reload is going to try and be pretty precise as it is. So I don't know.
Well, but this also means pretty much if you're walking around any map that has like, small hallways or doors or anything like that where someone can step out and be right in front of you, that you better be walking around with your shotgun or your shovel or you're going to kill yourself a lot.
Well, I mean, that's no different than playing, Quake 3 was, or...
Well, but this isn't Quake 3.
I know, but I'm not saying it is, but I am saying I don't think it should be that big of an adjustment to people that play first-person shooters.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sucks.
We'll have to see how it plays out. Now, I'd like to... I don't really know why Valve did that. Maybe they didn't say. So anything we'd say would just be, Well,
and the other thing here, it says does not affect rocket jumps. I'm assuming that's distance and not... I'm assuming you still get hurt by it, or... Is that trying to say that you don't get the reduction?
You maintain your protection against rockets when you rocket jump.
Okay, so I got to find a way to shoot at my feet at people, I guess. Awesome.
Let's see. The next thing we already talked about, the in-game avatar images with a badge around them if the player is your friend. Let's see. Fixed bug that allowed players to move around in a reference pose. I'm assuming that's the... what was that? What did they call that? The pedestrian, the scout thing, pedestrian.
Oh, the civilian.
Civilian, yeah. So I guess they fixed that. Added custom death icons for the unlockable weapons, and some of those are pretty funny. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen the medic ones. Did they add ones for the
yes,
the
they've
medic
done
weapons?
The medic ones as well.
Oh,
cool.
Didn't notice that.
The player join team message now specifies whether the player used the auto team option. I guess that's nice.
Thanks. A little bragging rights, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't care what team I go on.
Payload maps now support 4 control points per stage, so I guess that gives more options to map makers.
Mm-hmm.
Achievement dialog will stay open when you're moving in and out of the game in the main menu. Whoop-de-doo. Added full Russian localization, which, thank God.
Oh, man, it's about freaking time.
I have been so sick of reading English all the time. If I'm not looking at a Cyrillic font, I'm just not living.
Love those Russian symbols.
And they returned a report bug option to the main menu, so that's good for that.
Yeah, which is good to put on a huge patch like this, or a huge update.
Yeah. So that's it for the other notes, and of course they did make changes to CP well and CTF well. Do we want to talk about those?
Have y'all played on those? I haven't played either one of those yet since the changes.
You haven't?
No.
I played CTF well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were excited about that. What? Fill us in. Why were you excited there? Oh, you were joking.
It was funny.
Yes.
I laughed earlier.
I totally took it completely seriously. I'm a sucker. Okay.
What have they changed to CP well?
They added a route from the Ford Central foyer up to the battlements.
Okay, I saw that.
And they redistributed health and ammunition throughout the bases.
I didn't necessarily realize that they did that. Thanks.
And they removed the central building, the sort of the...
Well, that's CTF.
The identifying feature. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at
CTF. So CP, little changes, just really that extra route. So it's a little more flow, more walkways. Just play it once and you'll see exactly what's changed. It's pretty obvious, I think. But CTF well is very obvious. That whole entire center spot A train can just go through a tiny little, a little building with like, let's see, 4 ways
doors?
in. Well, they're like, let's see. The sides are kind of carved out. There's a
like openings.
There's a big med pack in the center, which is nice, but watch out because that's where the train goes.
Does the train go by much more now?
Oh yeah, it seems to be. Does it?
Yeah, but there's still enough room to set up a sentry between the train and the wall.
Oh, cool.
And it's very easy now to knock people into the train using the new air compression.
Oh, nice.
That's very fun.
Yeah.
Can you keep someone in the middle with the air compression?
Yeah, you probably could.
I'm actually interested to see that because they did reduce the overall map length, and that was one of the biggest problems with CTFL, was that there's just so much walking back and forth.
Totally.
It was a drag.
I think this changes has made CTFL more presentable in the fact that our won't moan as much if it comes up on rotation.
Yeah, same
Other
here.
than the fact that it's a CTF map, and I'm kind of sick of CTF at this point, but I'll have to give it a shot.
Yeah. Also, I don't see these notes here, but they have added Turbine and CP Fastlane. Those are user created maps. I don't really totally understand why they repackaged user maps. These are already out there to download, and people were already playing them. The only thing I can really think of maybe is these might show up on the console versions. You think?
Yeah, I could see that. I think it's also maybe just a nod to the map makers. Now it makes people like, oh, maybe Valve will pick my maps for release and kind of get more people playing them.
Yeah.
Also, when you download, say now new people download the game, they already have these maps already.
That's true.
Even them having to download them when they try and join.
Yeah.
Man, I wish they would just pick some of the bigger maps then.
Did anyone play Fastlane before this? I mean, anyone here?
I'd never played it before, but I can say the one match I've played on it, I did not enjoy. I did not think it was really that good of a map. I don't know.
Well,
it just seemed like Badlands repackaged.
Yeah, it feels like Badlands. I played it probably at least 10 times already. And honestly, I didn't really love it the first 1 or 2 times I played it, but after playing it all day, I just really grew to love it. The same way...
Love it?
Yeah,
love it. Wow,
the same
that's
way
strong.
Badlands, at very first I thought, what is this thing? And I kept playing and I got more used to it. I think that's pretty much how it works.
Well, I'll definitely give it a chance then.
It's good.
I'll play it some more.
I think it has a little something for every class because I actually tried every single class on it because it came up so much in rotation. I thought, okay, let's see what it has for Scout. Let's see what it has for Spy. So far, I really like Soldier and Pyro on this map.
Huh.
Yeah, I couldn't actually play that map well because every time I tried to play it, it was full of Pyros.
Yeah.
That's going to be the way it is.
Yeah.
That's going to be the way it is for a week or so. I mean, it didn't take long.
I logged in today, and there were less Pyros than I expected, and I was like, oh, wow. It's starting to go over.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. It didn't take nearly as long for the medics to drop off as a lot of people said it was going to. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, it's just not as much fun to play all one class as it is to play your preferred class. So
yeah,
it'll even out.
Yeah, well, we should definitely cover Fastlane, I think, in some future episode. But one glaring thing to me that sticks out is there's a tad bit of walking, especially when you're going from your spawn to the last point. But if you're Soldier, there's a huge shortcut. You can rocket jump onto a ledge, and you're practically at the last point. So just being Soldier cuts out a lot of walking time. So
I play a heavy, so that doesn't help me.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll cover that later in the future. But so that was good. Also, this new update gave us the Pyro 2.0.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yay.
A lot of changes. A lot more changes than there were for the medic.
Yes. So I guess first off, the new change to the Pyro, to the native Pyro before unlocking anything.
Flamethrower, yeah.
Yeah, it would be additional functionality of his flamethrower, which is the compressed air blast.
Yeah.
So you right click and a puff of air occurs, and you knock someone back. Now, this knockback is equal for all classes, so the heavy and the scout will be knocked back in the same distance.
Personally, I think the only reason Val put this in there is just then they could take it out for the back burner.
Yeah,
that may be so. They have said that they were very unhappy, or not very unhappy, but they were never really happy with how the pyro turned out, and I think. It has generally been one of the classes that you have more people complaining about than any other class in terms of its overall functionality. So they sort of went overboard, it looks like to me.
Yeah, you know, when I read the changes on first, Eric and I were even talking about it, and I was like, man, this is crazy. This is like making them super overpowered, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. But, you know, after playing it for, you know, a little bit with the unlocks and afterwards, it really did not seem overpowered. It was a lot more fun. I had a lot more fun playing Pyro, and I'll probably play Pyro a lot more than I used to. But
I personally think that, I mean, the air compression as it now stands uses 24 of the flamethrower ammo.
I know it's a 25.
I think it should use more ammo, personally. I feel like it should be more of a precision tool than what it is now.
But that's the thing, though. You have to still count the ammo you can use to burn people as well.
That's true.
Also, the secondary use for the compressed air blast is to deflect something coming at you. And what's included in this deflection or reflection or whatever, bounce off, is the grenades, the missiles, the sentry rockets, and stickies.
And grenades. Yeah.
Did I already say grenades? Anything else? And needles and flares.
And
No, we tried needles and it didn't work.
Oh, it doesn't work. Okay.
Does it work on flares? I didn't think it worked on flares.
I'm getting this information from Kay Burnell. He's done some research here and did some experiments and has a thread going, and just kind of has some things that he's tried out. He says that maybe needles and flares, maybe not. I don't know.
Okay.
But for sure, all the other ones that we just said.
I'd have to say needles are probably hard to test so much. Like if you're just playing in general play, that it would probably take more of a, you know, actual test. Hey, shoot some at me. Did they come back? You know, because you're only probably going to get one, right? Hit one needle back at someone?
Probably. One or two at the most.
Because when we were recording for Misfits, we got bored, so I was like, I go medic and see if these get reflected, and we got none of them reflected.
Okay.
Jolly Eskimo in the chat room was saying they tested it last night with needles and it does not work.
So K. Burnell, you're wrong.
Ooh! No. But he has lots of other good info.
I just like the fact that you listen to Jolly's word and not mine.
It's just like normal.
Have you looked at his playtime? I mean, it's sick. Anyway, at the end of the day, I sort of came to the conclusion that the puff is it does make the pyro a lot stronger, but the pyro can't just go around puffing enemies with abandon because it pushes them away. And the pyro needs to be up close to do a lot of damage. So, you know, I think there is a balance there that will present itself as this plays out.
I think it's really good to like flaming people and stuff, and then puffing them away, and then getting out of there, and then going back and getting them later.
Yeah,
it's like good to get out of places.
Yeah, and you know, there's a little reset time or cooldown time between puffs. I believe it's 1 second if you hold down the right mouse button. But if you notice, if you puff someone up in the air and then try to flame them, you're not able to right away.
There's a cooldown before you can flame?
Yep.
Okay. That's nifty.
Yeah, so you can't pop them into the air and then instantly catch them on fire.
Okay.
And I know this because I tried it.
See, some of the other pyro changes here, they did add 3 new weapons along with the medic's 3 new weapons. They added the extinguisher, the back burner, and the flare gun. Mm-hmm. The flare gun is the first one that you unlock, and it shoots a flare that it has an arc to it. It's affected by gravity, like needles are, and it does I don't even know how much damage it does, but it does set the enemy on fire. And according to K. Burnell, it's around 20 to 30 damage. So we'll see about that. It's sort of the best range weapon that a pyro has now. It's still not a great range weapon because it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but
people are saying that they like the shotgun more, but for like a medium range, I think shotgun's great. But like going for snipers or something, man, I love pulling out that flare gun and just lighting them on fire.
Yeah, that really does throw a sniper's game off. Or even an approaching heavy, that kind of thing. It would come in handy for that. So we'll see. The second weapon is the backburner, which is it does a lot. It changes a lot. First, it gives the pyro 50 extra health.
Wow.
It also is identical to the original flamethrower, except if you hit an enemy from the back, you automatically crit.
And there's something else that Cabernell saw, and also Prodigal was telling me about this, that if one person has their back turned to you, that it's going to crit everybody there, even if they don't have their back turned to you.
So on Gold Rush,
that's going to get fixed.
It's a winner.
That's going to get fixed, I would guess.
That's the thing, though. I could see me using that instead of the new one with the air blaster, because I got used to playing pyro without an air blast.
Yeah. I agree. I think a lot of people are going to prefer the back burner. But, the air blaster is clearly useful enough to make it a tough decision.
Yeah, I think that, taking on things like, say, Gravel Pit, defending C, now it might actually be useful to have a pyro up on top with the air blaster, just, blasting off stickies, blasting off soldiers and Demo Man jumping up there, things like that.
That's a fantastic idea.
I could just imagine now, 10 pyros surrounding it and one sentry just in the middle. And all the 10 pyros are just using the air blast to protect that sentry. And dispenser this, then they don't run out of ammo.
Do air blast affect friendly projectiles?
No, they don't.
Okay.
Oh,
okay, good.
No.
Good. Okay. The last weapon that you unlock, which unlike the medic achievements, you don't have to get all of them to unlock it, so that's a welcome change, is the backbiter. No, I'm sorry. That's not right at all.
What are you thinking about there, Spencer?
I'm just making weapons up. The extinguisher.
Yeah.
Which is awesome looking. It's an axe wrapped in
barbed wire.
Barbed wire. I mean, who would think of that? I have an axe. I'm going to wrap it in barbed wire. That'll make it better. But it is 100% crits against enemies that are on fire.
No,
I think that's awesome.
But it does a third of the damage, though, right?
It does a third of the damage unless you crit.
So the crit's full crit damage, or is it 1/3 critted?
Yeah, I don't
know.
Same thing.
Because if it's 1/3 critted, it's really not that good of a weapon. It's really kind of crappy.
Well, 1/3 critted is still a lot more than a base pyro weapon. I mean, we'll have to check that out. Does anybody in the chat room know?
I see half normal axe damage from Ashigak.
It's half, so at least 200 damage, which is a lot.
I haven't unlocked this yet, so I can't say much, but I will anyway.
Totally go in and it's really easy. All you have to do is join a server that is a whole bunch of pyros running around.
Well, I think that if you have the ability to crit someone at melee range, why do that when you can just circle strafe with the back burner? You know what I mean? And you're already close enough. So if you're in melee range, you can circle strafe. I mean. Yeah. I don't know.
It seems like maybe it's only if you run out of ammo after you circle strafed and use it all on him and he's not dead for some odd reason that you pull out the axe and crack him in the face.
Out of all of the weapons that they've had, I feel like the back burner needs work. I think it's way
needs to be nerfed, right?
It's unbalancing. It needs to be changed in some way.
See, it was weird when I was playing with it. There's something with the detection of models and stuff that it's kind of like stabbing people in the face and things like that.
Yeah.
I would be behind someone and not always critting, and it happened a lot. It's like you would have to be on there for a few seconds and then all of a sudden it starts critting. And then sometimes it starts critting. And I don't know if it's just detection, if it's just, visual bug that I'm seeing, or if it's actually, just something because of all that funkiness.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're right. I think it's the same. It works the same way as the Spy's knife does. And I've always sort of felt that the Spy's knife needed a little bit of work too in terms of its detection. I mean, I've been backstabbed in the foot before, and that just ain't right.
That brings up something. You think maybe the backstab in the face is maybe there's someone standing nearby that has their back turned, and so it works the same way?
That's a good question.
Just looking it up now, it seems that the damage range is 23 to 43 with the no extinguisher.
Okay.
But the crit is apparently the same as the normal crit.
Okay.
That's
what I thought it would be, because they don't want to gimp that weapon. But I also have to agree that why would you use that when you can use the back burner and just
And to defend the Pyro a little bit, people saying it's he's overpowered, needs nerfing, and all this. The thing is, no one knows what all of the other classes are going to become. He could be very nerfed. He could be very weak, depending on what they give the sniper or the soldier. So yes, he is overpowered, and that's just because Valve hasn't released everybody's pack yet.
Well, but they're not trying to make classes overpowered with these unlocks. They're trying to give them a different option. You know what I mean? No one would say the medic's overpowered after their patch. All their stuff is just kind of, there's a different option. You can use it for something, right?
Yeah.
I think they did. I don't know. I still don't think they're overpowered. Personally,
that's a good point. If you put the new medic 2.0 up against the Pyro 2.0, who's more overpowered?
I do agree with the Pyros. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a valid point.
I think maybe
with the medic they made changes. With the Pyro, they made improvements. I think that's the key difference.
Okay.
But with the back burner, the face-off that I'm thinking about is one of the more common ones that I run into, and that's me playing a heavy versus someone as a Pyro. Before, if a Pyro got the drop on me, chances are that they were probably going to win. I could always rally and get and kill them if I was lucky, but then if I didn't get medic or health or water, I was going to die soon after. Mm-hmm. If a Pyro jumped out and a heavy was ready for them, the heavy was going to win every time. If they had their gun spun up and they were ready for the Pyro was just going to go down in a hail of bullets. Mm-hmm. I'm not so sure that's the case anymore, because the Pyro can just strafe around the slow heavy and completely dominate him if he can get behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I feel like that the purpose of the back burner is as an ambush weapon, and I don't see that as being how it plays out in the end. It seems far more utilitarian than that.
They probably should try and do something with it, so then the crit will only work if the Pyro hasn't been seen.
Or something weird like that. They're smart. They can come up with something.
Because it seems like they've really just kind of made the Pyro a secondary spy in that case. With the back stuff, just because if you get someone in the back with crits, they're pretty much dead.
Yeah, and being an anti-Uber weapon, we didn't really talk about that much.
Yeah, I had people use it on me on Mach 4, when they get the sentries down there in the corners, you come in the front door and over to the right.
Yeah.
And we run in with an Uber and we're like, oh, we're going to tear it up. And all of a sudden there's two Pyros there just blowing us back.
And then boom.
But we still got in and destroyed the gun. So I think that 1 second between puffs is plenty to get past it. You just got to, get the business done a lot, faster once you get there.
See, I don't have a problem with that. I kind of feel like I think that there should be a counter to the Uber, and there really was not before. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I am too, because it seemed like...
Well, you're fine with the Russian localization. I don't know. I'm still fighting that.
Yeah.
I was thinking, do you know the Pyro's new one-hit kill? I wonder if that works against an Uber.
One-hit kill?
Probably not. When you're Ubered, you take 0 damage. So... a spy cannot backstab you when you're Ubered, so...
Yeah.
But the train kills you.
The train is merciless.
The train is not a class. I mean, I wish it was. I would love to play the train, but, it's not.
You've seen Meet the Train.
I have not seen Meet the Train,
Yeah,
but
the train can't strafe.
Yeah.
yes, it can. It just, doesn't do it very well.
It just topples over.
It does it when no one's looking.
Awesome. Well, do we have anything else to talk about with the Pyro directly here? I think ultimately at this point we sort of have to wait for it to play out and see how it really affects the game.
Yeah, I would like to go into the achievements and just kind of go over each one and kind of, I don't know, just, see what we see.
Okay.
There's some,
go for it.
There's some here that seem like they are just easy enough to just occur in a normal game, and then there's some odd ones that you might have to farm or just wait a very long time. So Combined Fire is the first one here. Use your shotgun to finish off 20 players you've ignited. Now that happens.
That should be pretty easy.
That happens, very easily because that's what you should do. I mean, you should when they're on fire, they're going to run away from you, and
that's
you should shoot them.
Pyro 101.
Yeah.
Let's just go through these and hit the ones that talk about them all, but let's talk about the ones that aren't going to happen in a game.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
So let's see here.
Next one's Firewall. You ignite 5 spies who have a sapper on a friendly building.
Okay, now that's
going to happen.
That's going to happen.
Cooking the books.
Ignite 5 enemies carrying your intelligence. That happens all the time, and you're igniting that scout.
Of course, you're gonna have to play some CTF now.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Or more 2 Fort. Spontaneous combustion. Ignite 10 cloaked spies. Now that one. You'll just have to get lucky because obviously they're already invisible, or you've seen someone cloak and you're chasing after them and you're just kind of blasting in the general area and you happen to catch them.
Or a spy's just trying to get through a populated area like on Dust Bowl and getting caught. I think that's going to happen,
Oh, you bump into them and you can't walk and you're like, oh, there's probably a spy here.
Or you're just
flaming someone else and the spy
walks into it.
Oh, yeah.
How often does that happen? It happens all the time.
I mean, that's just like the whole sniper getting a spy when it's cloaked just by accident.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done that. I just randomly shot and it's like, I killed a spy.
Yay.
Don't give them ideas for the sniper unlocks.
Oh,
that's
Jesus.
going to suck.
Trailblazer. Ignite 10 enemies that have recently used a teleporter. This is a fun one to get because you can camp.
Gonna happen.
Yeah, you can camp a teleporter, and when someone appears, just catch them on fire. It's fun.
Awesome.
Campfire, kill 3 enemies in a row, all within the same area. Lumberjack.
Get on a cap point and just spin around with fire. You'll get that one.
Lumberjack and Clear Cutter are basically the same thing. Kill 3 people and kill 6 people with your axe in 1 life.
That's a little weird, though. I mean, who really runs around with their axe trying to kill multiple people as a pyro? That's just kind of...
For me, it's one of those things that you do when you're messing about. I mean, when we were recording Misfits, me and Mr. J, we were just messing about with the pyro. I got up to 5 kills with the axe, and then he killed me.
Well, see, that's the key word. That's the key word, messing about. I don't think in a normal game you would do that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right.
Unless, of course, you're insane.
Keep a tally.
So I say...
Or you have the axe extinguisher.
Okay, we're keeping a tally now. So I say these 2 are farm-worthy. Okay? We'll just say they're farm-worthy.
Unless you use the axe extinguisher.
Well, I guess you could get it, and then these are the last couple you have left over.
I don't know that it counts, though. I don't know that it counts. Yeah. I mean, because you can't get the finishing them off with a shotgun with the alt shotgun because it's not a shotgun.
Yeah, but it's still an axe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
Let's see.
Firewatch. Ignite 10 snipers while they are zoomed in.
That's
gonna happen. Yeah.
Burn Ward. Ignite 3 medics that are ready to deploy an Uber charge.
That happened for me. I got that one in a normal game. So
really?
Yeah.
I thought that one would be one of the harder ones.
Well,
I
was just going around just burning stuff as usual, and I ended up getting the Burn Ward. So I guess
and here's one that maybe a little debate over whether it came from us or not.
Yeah,
but
this is interesting.
The Macon Bacon. Kill 50 heavies with your flamethrower.
That's the one where there's a thread going on. Actually, a couple threads about this. We think that perhaps Valve may be giving us a little nod or something because of we have this kind of running joke that the heavy is made of bacon. That started from Jeff on a CP After Dark.
And I think the telling thing is if you look on the frying pan, you will see on the left side, you can sort of see where it says control point.
So that may or may not be true. I know that this has happened in the past where Valve gives a little nod to the community, such as their medic achievement that is FYI I'm a medic, that I think would probably have come from the FYI I'm a spy video. So I don't know. It's just kind of cool to think that maybe CP made an impact and we have something in the game now. So anyway.
And so killing 50 heavies.
Yeah.
I choose to believe that is totally true.
Yeah.
So 50 heavies. Do you think you've been killed by 50 pyros?
Is it killing or is it setting on fire?
It's kill.
Kill. I don't know what my number is, but I know I don't have this achievement yet. I might have maybe 10 of 50 or something, but it's not hard to kill a heavy with a pyro. It's not easy, but it's not impossible. I mean, it's just circle strafing a heavy. I mean, if they have bad aim, if they're not circling around with you, then they die. So
it's along the same lines as
like I said,
scouts.
I think the pyro heavy matchup happens a lot. So
yeah,
I think this is one that you could get easily.
Yeah.
And Ifrit, you were going to say something
though. Basically, if Valve are listening and they did do that, then they could easily just name something else after control point.
That's true.
Yeah. So, what's the next one is Plan B. Kill 10 enemies while you're both underwater. That would be with your shotgun because the flare does not work, nor does your flamethrower. Your axe works. Yeah, so I guess you could axe questions or you could shoot them with your shotgun. That's not impossible either. That's your only option is to, is for your shotgun.
That's going to happen through the course of normal play.
Yeah.
So.
It might not happen quickly, but it will happen. So.
Pyrotechnics, kill 3 enemies in a single Uber charge.
That will happen, obviously, because that's what you do when you're Ubered. You kill people.
Really? That's where it'd be going wrong with Ubers.
Then Arsonist, destroy 50 engineer buildings.
Easy.
That'll happen. Control burn, ignite 50 enemies, capturing one of your control points.
Eventually that happens.
Or you could just get 50 people on one control point.
Let's see. Dead heat. Kill an enemy in the same second that he kills you. That happens
all the time.
So many times.
Yeah.
I think that was the first one I got.
I think the pyro is designed for that situation to happen. I mean, it just happens all the time.
Yeah, that one they could have easily had a 25 or a 50 or, but it's just one. So it's just like, okay, it happens the first, time you play.
One of my non-favorites, the pilot light. Ignite a rocket jumping soldier when he's in midair.
Yeah, that's fun. It's like a Roman candle or something. Let's see. And, of course, that happens. I mean, that's always fun to happen. Freezer burn. Provide. This is a weird choosing of words is provide. Provide enemies with freeze cam shots of each of your taunts. Provide, I think, would just mean to, do a taunt and then they see it in their in the freeze cam or the death cam or whatever it's called.
Yeah, you have to do it with each weapon. So you have to do the axe taunt, the shotgun taunt, and the flamethrower taunt, and they have to get that in their freeze cam. It's pretty easy to get. I would think.
Yeah, it's odd, but it's you can get it.
Yeah,
you have to work at it.
That goes with the rule that after each kill with a pyro, you should still generally taunt.
Yeah.
Now, that falls in between kind of a regular play and farming. You don't need to go as far as to farm it, but it will never happen in a normal game because...
Oh, come on. People taunt with the pyro all the time.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. It's just, it feels like it's not a necessary part of the pyro or any class. You know what I mean? It's kind of a messing around kind of thing. Like, you wouldn't be in a serious tournament taunting people because, once you've taunted, you're out of the game for a few seconds.
Yeah, that's true.
But, but I wouldn't say it's farm status, so I don't know what it is. It's a I
would say, I still think it's a normal play one. I mean, if you're not playing in tournaments, then you're playing for fun and people taunt in fun games all the time. So.
Yeah, okay. What's next?
These next couple are definitely done all the time. Hot on your heels, kill 50 enemies with your flamethrower from behind.
Okay, that happens
Next
a lot.
of kindling, ignite an enemy and the medic healing him.
Yeah, that happens like water.
Yeah. Second degree burn, kill a burning enemy who was ignited by another pyro.
That happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
This one may be a little harder, but
weenie roast?
but,
I got that one. Have 2 enemy scouts on fire at the same time. That's pretty easy to do if you've just walked up onto a cap point that has been scout rushed.
Oh, that's true.
And that happened on
It's
Granary.
situational. It's situational on the other team clearly has to be playing scouts, and those scouts have to be together. But if those two things happen, I mean, easy peasy.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Technically, all achievements are situational.
Right, true.
Yeah.
I see this one as like, you play Granary and you're going to get it.
I love that Valve calls them weenies, though. Scout weenies.
Baptism by fire, force 10 burning enemies to jump into water.
Now, that one is fun. That one is interesting because it is... Okay, for one thing, I would not say it's farm status. That happens a lot. That's anyone's first instinct if you're playing well and you're right next to the water. Now, there's a way to... I wouldn't say cheat, but to make that happen is to roast someone and then puff them, and then they fall into the water. I did that with a heavy... and it counted.
Awesome.
Let's see what's next is fire and forget. Kill 15 players while you're dead. That happens so many times that once I die as a pyro, my eyes are just staring at the right, top right corner, just waiting to see who I killed.
That
sounded like. Isn't there another one that's just like that?
That was the.
No,
dying instant.
there was the one where if you die within the same second as someone, you get that. But this one in particular, I have a question about. If you set someone on fire, die, respawn, and then the fire kills them, does that count?
I don't know.
I think that's unlikely. That is usually an unlikely scenario. But we were thinking about that while we were doing the
farming.
The farming, yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Let's see. Next is iFry. Ignite 10 disguised spies. I'd say that's a no-brainer there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what the f***? This is this is kill an enemy with a taunt. Now, this one I say is I want to say this is farmable because this is still messing around, like totally messing around. This is killing an enemy with a taunt. Okay, this is the only taunt that you can even burn or hurt someone with is your Hayukin one, which is if you have the shotgun and you do your taunt.
I absolutely disagree with you. You know why?
What?
It's a one-shot kill.
It is.
So, yeah, you're stuck there. You're not doing anything. And there is a wind-up, and you can't move while you're doing it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's going to be worth it to pull that out, go for that one-shot kill.
Well, okay. Yeah, it is so new that I think maybe a lot of people don't realize it's a one-shot kill. Before this achievement, of course, you wouldn't have even have known it would even done damage at all. But I have seen some other people do that to snipers because they're just standing there. So not only would you get this achievement, but you would also get the fire watch.
Yeah. And it saves ammo, I guess, huh?
Yeah. It uses no ammo to do that. This is true.
Got a light?
Got a light. Okay. Ignite an enemy spy while he's flicking a cigarette. This was very strangely worded as well. That is just a taunt from the spy. I got that because someone was messing around, but I say that is totally farming status.
I agree. I agree.
I have to say it probably won't be when the spies unlocks come out and there's one of the things to taunt over someone's dead body.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be one thing if it was a different taunt. But if you're changing disguises, you don't want to spend time taunting at that point.
Totally, yeah.
And to me, that's what makes it kind of the difference between, just an average taunt.
Yeah. So we mark that as farm status. Okay,
I agree. But at the same time, it doesn't really count as farming because all you have to do is tell someone to stand still, and then you get it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Barbecue queue. Cause a dominated player to leave the server. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is very easy to get while cheating. You just kick someone off who you are dominating. But, I think this would eventually happen. I mean...
Or you could just, dominate someone and then yell at them. Until they get annoyed.
I mean,
that's what it sounds like. Make a player leave once dominated. That's basically what it sounds like. It's like, oh, okay, I'm dominating you. Go away!
This is otherwise known as the Rage Quit achievement.
I like Rage Quit.
I just think that it plays on the human psyche, right? I mean, it's like, is someone so angered and so mad that they're willing to quit the game entirely at that minute, at the moment of you dominating them?
I don't think most people. I mean, most people see that they are being dominated, and at least I see it, and it is never an issue right then of should I quit because I'm being dominated. I don't know. It just.
Yeah, it might not be the fact that you are dominated. It might be the fact that whoever's dominating you is also griefing you, or also maybe it's a sniper and you're so tired of getting headshotted, or something else is a factor there. I don't think it's just domination.
I think it should have been cause a dominated player to switch classes.
I don't know. I like Eric's solution for this. Just dominate someone and then kick them off the server.
Everybody should just purchase a server to get this achievement.
So what do you think about this? Do you think? I mean, this is not. It's not unrealistic. I think that you could get it in the course of normal play, but I think that if you want it, the only way to really go for it is to organize with someone. After I dominate you, you quit. I would say generally this is a farm one. Okay.
I could agree with that.
You good with that?
I see it happening both ways, so yeah.
We could give this a 0.5 instead of a 1.
Okay, so
what I'm saying is there is no way for you to get to achieve that achievement by yourself. I mean, without being a total dick. That's all I'm saying.
It has nothing to do with your skill or anything.
Right.
Well, you could ask them nicely. It's like, oh, would you kindly, good sir, leave the server so I could get an achievement?
Yeah.
Or as we like to call it, Rage Quit.
Yeah.
Next is...
What else we got?
Dance Immolation. This has one of my favorite little icons. Has the taunt with the little shadow thing behind them. Anyway, this one is kill 3 enemies while they're taunting. That is, you're killing someone while they're just clearly messing around. I think that happens on the CP servers. And maybe it wouldn't, maybe it wouldn't happen during a, tournament or something, but it does happen,
I don't think this is a farm one. I think this is a normal play.
And then hot shot, kill a soldier with a reflected critical rocket.
That takes skill, but then again, they just gave you the ability to do that, so I think that is totally realistic.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Next two are kind of the same. Firefighter and Fire Chief, kill 500 and kill 1,000 enemies.
If you're actually farming those, then I feel really sorry for you. Those should be ones that you get in the course of normal play.
Yeah. Attention getter, ignite 100 enemies with the flare gun.
Yep.
Now, is this the first achievement that you actually need one of the new weapons to use?
I guess.
Well, we just did the one where you reflect a crit rocket. You need...
Well, that's the regular gun, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Huh.
Okay.
Pyromancer... do 1 million points of total fire damage.
Which is just like
again, if you're farming that, you're a total jerk.
Yeah.
Well, of course, you got those servers where it does 10 million damage a second, don't you?
Yeah.
That's true.
And then the last one is Hot Potato. Reflect 100 projectiles with your compressed air blast.
That one sounds very fun. I'll have to look, but I don't think I have very many of those because I'm still, trying to learn the timing and everything. Just like baseball, you have to know when to swing.
Well, this one's really good for pyros guarding NG's guns because when stickies work, when people throw them on those guns and you can just brush them away.
Oh, then I probably have a lot then. Oh, so if they're just laying around.
Oh, no, I think it has to be when they're in the air.
Well, I don't know, because that's how we farmed it, was someone just put down all the stickies they could and then they brushed them away.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't get it because I didn't feel like waiting around for them to put the stickies, but some guys seemed to think it was working. So I don't know. If that guy's in chat, he can tell us.
Yeah. I got it by batting a soldier's rockets back at him.
Yeah, and Wilkins
That's also how I got the.
Wilkins is agreeing. He farmed them by getting them off the ground, so it does work that way.
Corian in the chat said we should discuss the fact that all of these things like the doing 1 million points of damage and killing 1,000 enemies and all that sort of thing. That's all brand new and fresh, clean slate as of the day the patch went live. It's not going to accumulate, or there's no backlog of damage going on. So if you've done 1 million points of damage, well, it doesn't matter. You got to do it again.
Whereas the medic, you didn't have to.
Right.
So, are you sure about that? Because I thought that the medic with the 1 million point one, that was fresh.
No, I think it was. I
must
think it
be
started
wrong.
from.
Well,
I think the thing is, I think they kept
really
stats
well
on
in
that.
the first day.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard that they kept track of the.
Yeah, I think they did.
I really
Sure,
have
they
nothing
did
to say
the
about
medic
that.
one.
It's just okay. You have to do it.
Yeah,
Good
and
for you.
I'm fine with it. And I don't know.
Look at it this way: at least you didn't have to get all 35 things to get your extinguisher. Where it's they didn't go back and make the medics do 25,
right?
Which I think they should personally, so I could get mine. But
and let's mention how many you have to get. Anybody remember the number off the
25 of 35, I believe, right?
Or the first one? How many do you need?
10 for the first, 20 for the second. I don't know. I know it's 10 for the first one.
10 and 6, 10, 16, 24.
Yes.
10.
Wait,
correct.
I thought it was 22.
So 10 gets you the flare gun, 16 gets you the back burner, and
22.
And I'm sorry,
22.
22 gets the
and
last
22 gets you the extinguisher.
Yes.
So just to say it again, 10, 16, 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is
You can always just look at the landmark achievements to get those numbers as well.
Yeah, the milestones.
Milestone, not landmark.
And so just because of that is also another good reason that you wouldn't need to farm. Now I understand the whole cycle, why you'd want to farm, because you want them then, and it's kind of a game in a game. It's a mini game trying to figure out how to get these achievements using different scenarios, different setups, and I enjoyed the ones that I did for medic because I farmed those, but I just chose not to for this. Now, maybe scout. I don't really enjoy scout, but I would probably have fun, farming those. But 10. I don't know. It seems very achievable.
I will say that I would not farm if I didn't have fun farming.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't farm in MMOs because it's boring. Even if I have to for the game, I'll quit the game instead of farming. But this kind of farming, I mean, spending a night with a bunch of friends, screwing around, figuring out how to get them, it was fun. So
yeah, and
that's my opinion.
And one thing I wanted to mention too was the map we used. The Pyro Farm was one that a community member did. That was one that Jazz did for us.
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty cool having that, and made it a lot easier to farm those.
Yeah.
Are we done talking about Pyro at this point? Have we about covered it?
I'm proud. I don't think I'm going to play the damn class now. We've been talking about it for so long.
Well, who do you think's going to be next? I have a theory. Do you want to hear my theory about who's going to be next?
Sniper?
Spy.
And why is that?
You know why? Because so far they've done 2 classes that don't have Meet the Class movies. And the only class that does not have a Meet the Class movie still is the Sniper. And my theory is that they're going backwards, which means... I'm sorry, yeah, Spy. My theory is that they're going backwards. So that means, unfortunately, the last class they're going to do is going to be the Heavy. So I'm going to be, all mad.
That's the thing, though, because I've got reason to believe that Meet the Pyro will be next.
Well, it could be next. It doesn't matter. To my theory, I mean... So my theory is they're going to do Spy next.
Okay. So
speaking of they just did Meet the Sniper.
Yep, they did.
Yeah, that's right. And it was funny. It was very good. It was very, like, more documentary style, I thought. Kind of more of a day in the life of a sniper. And
there was a lot more of a narrative structure to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and a little bit of a backstory, and you get a feel for, you know, what his parents think about his profession, and which is funny. And a couple of facts that maybe were too much information, such as, you know, the sniper camps in areas so long that he fills up bottles of his own urine while he camps.
Well, yeah.
You know, which is dedication.
Better than just peeing on the wall.
Which is just like us playing the game for too long. We got to pull out our little.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't do that? You know?
We're podcasting too long. I've filled up 2 bottles since we started.
Yeah, we have.
I personally, I thought that Meet the Sniper was great. I thought it was the most technically impressive one that they've done so far. But I thought Meet the Scout was funnier, personally.
In the video, they had a little preview for the flare gun. They had the pyro. They had a few frames of video. True. Like, if you paused it and took a screenshot, there were lots of threads on our forums, you know, people speculating, what do you think it is, you know, and what do you think it does? And it was very fun. It felt kind of like a Lost episode or something, you know, where something's kind of just thrown in there just to let the audience wonder, you know, and so that was pretty cool.
Okay, so that's the pyro. And I guess the last thing in the news and discussion we have is, why don't we let iFrit talk about the mole?
CP Mole.
It's something I'm trying out. It's going to be... What I'm going to try and do is try and have a TF2 version of the mole. As in, we have 10 people to start off with. One of them is the mole, and there's going to be a pot that they do challenges on TF2 or other source games. To win money into the pot. Of course, there'll be different. There'll be executions as well, and I've got quite a good way of how to do the executions.
Excellent.
Basically, get everyone to line up facing one way, and then get someone to play a spy, like someone outside, and then he backstabs the person who's been executed.
Nice.
Is that, or would you rather have a sniper shoot them in the head from a distance?
Oh.
I'm thinking spy for backstab, because that's basically what the mole does.
Oh, okay. You see, I'm not familiar with the mole, so...
You know, you should listen to the Cyber Mole podcast, Spencer.
Yeah, I would, but I don't watch the show either, so... no, thank you. How do you pick the mole? Is there like some secret formula for picking who is the mole?
Basically, what I'm going to do, I've got applications up on an application sheet thing on the forums that people have been filling in, and basically I'm going to look at that and just pick who I think will be the best mole.
Okay. So when we find out who the mole is, we basically get an insight into your judgment of that person's character. Okay.
Well, possibly. There's should be up to $100 up for grabs.
Nice.
Which will be given through Steam gifts.
Cool, an actual prize. I like that.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm going to be giving that money myself, but if someone wants to like sponsor me or something and give some extra dollars,
very cool.
I'm not going to say no.
we might be able to throw a few dollars that way.
A few bones that way. A couple clams.
Like $3.
What I'm also looking for is for someone to be able to record the demos of the episode, say, and then have someone edit it, so then we can actually have episodes released on YouTube or whatever.
Okay.
So then people will know more about Control Point and how crazy we are.
In chat right now, Corian is asking how you decide who's executed, and this would be a question for people who don't know how the mole works, because I really don't know either.
Well, it'll be the same way as the mole is. I give them questions about the challenges and who, based around who the mole is, like which team was the mole on, which class was the mole, and so on and so forth. And then whoever scores the least gets backstabbed.
Okay, cool.
And and if people are interested in the mole, because it really is a good show, I hate to push it, but you can watch it for free if you just go to abc.com or I think maybe /mole or the mole, or just, Google it, and they have all the episodes online you can watch for free.
Do they have the old series episodes?
You can find a lot of the old episodes on YouTube. You can actually go to our website, which is cmgamingcomplex.com, and in the forums there, we have all the episodes inline in the forums you can watch for, I think, the first 2 seasons.
Sweet.
And then we actually filmed a version of our own that you'll be able to watch, too, and we're working on the 2nd season. So we might be able to integrate some of these concepts together too, which would be awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Back to the CP mole. Are you going to film it and cut it together in Ustream and or not in Ustream in the Steam TV or Source TV and then release it? Well, way?
I was as I said, I was hoping for someone that could do all that, and obviously. Obviously, I'll be willing to give them something as a thank you for doing this. But yeah, I'm looking for someone to help out with making the challenges and everything. Of course, you lot can, as in the host now, you can join, help out, or try and apply.
Cool.
Doesn't mean you'll get in or not.
And I'll help you too. I mean, I'll help edit some stuff if you want.
Thank you. Okay, one thing I am looking for is that one of the questions in the application form is what is your favorite or best class? And what I'm going to look for is that we'll have at least one of each class.
Oh, cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then when doing executions and stuff, I'll ask people to play their best class. Then we can associate so-and-so with that class.
Oh, very cool.
Nice. That's a good idea. Do you have any idea when you're going to start this?
Well, obviously once I've got enough people, because so far I've got only about 8 applications.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm wanting a bit more so then I can have a choice in the matter.
Right. Well, cool. We will put up a link to that thread in the forums. I assume there's a thread in the forums. And do you have like a site for it or anything? Or
no.
Okay. No. We'll make sure to put that up there to drive people there. And if you're interested in possibly winning up to $100, this is one way to do so. It should be fun in the process.
If you want an example of a challenge I've got is to have a map, and people the team need to get from one point to another, and there's snipers in different points in the map that are going to try and pick them off. And for each person that gets to the other side, I add a few dollars into the pot.
I think it sounds like a lot of fun.
Apply, even if you're not interested, just apply and hope for the best.
Hey, cool. And someone put a good question in the chat room, Fred. How often are you going to do the missions? Are they going to be like, every Sunday, or are you going to try to do it all in one day?
I'll probably try and do it a weekly thing, as in we have the mission, probably a break, and then the execution in the one day. Of course, I'm just going to have to differ depending on the people who are joining. I'm going to try and make it so then it's best for everyone, not just me or whoever.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, was it worth coming on the show to talk about that for 3 minutes?
Just 3 of the best minutes of his life.
Totally.
Yay!
All right. Well, we are. I guess let's see. We are now entering into the unknown.
Listener contributions.
Listener contributions. We have. What is this here? Thread of the week, Brent. Do you know what this is?
It is. No, I don't.
I guess we'll just have to click the link and find out.
The thread of the week is something we just kind of throw in here when we're trying to figure out, something for the show. And I saw something that I just threw in there and was waiting for comments, but no one ever said anything. But it was actually a thread that Breather started called "Overcoming the Bystander Effect." And I thought it was kind of interesting, and basically it's a social phenomenon that it talks about, and so we'll put the link to that.
Yeah, I did read this. This is actually pretty good to read. These are things that everyone should know, I think.
And it was kind of how to get your teammates to do stuff without, really having to scream at them and tell them to do it, I guess.
Yeah, social hacking, if you will.
So I thought it was interesting and applied to the game and sociology, too.
Yeah, it is a good article. So look for that in the show notes. Also, we have we got an email from, this is a spy tip from Signod, and since you're closer to the laptop, can you read it, Brent?
Yeah. Shoot at your friendly spy if he is trying to cross through a hard point without his cloak. It makes for a much more convincing disguise. I play with a small group of about 6 people that are real-life friends, and if your team can really get into it, you can get the other team to not pay attention to the spy at all. Even a stray rocket not meant to hit your team spy can make his disguise much more legit.
And that is actually a good tip because, it makes it look more realistic. If there's an enemy standing right next to you and you're just both hanging out, playing patty cake or whatever, it looks dumb, So
yeah, because that's one of the easiest ways to find a spy is you see a guy standing right next to the enemy, but the enemy's not firing at him. You're like, well, hello,
yeah,
he must be a spy.
Mm-hmm. So that's a good tip.
That's something that the spy would have to work out with his team, though. Most of the time, in my experience, spies typically cloak to get across, but.
Yeah, and sometimes something negative can occur, like the spy would actually get mad and say, stop shooting me, and like, I'm a spy, okay, I'm on your team, you can stop shooting me, like stop spy checking, and so you can kind of aggravate your own team member by doing that. So you kind of have to make it clear that that's for the sake of looking realistic.
Yeah, and for your new medics, healing them won't help them much.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you need to Uber charge to get rid of some. Just put some sentries on, zappers on some sentries.
Yeah.
The next thing, there was a contest held by John Maz on the forums to see who could correctly guess when the Pyro update would be available. And there was a cash prize of $20. What is it with Control Point and the cash prizes?
Isn't that wild?
I know. Anyway, Monarch of Anarch won, and congratulations to, I don't know if to call you Monarch or of Anarch, but congratulations. And it looks like John Maz will be having another contest for the next class update.
Yeah.
I was kind of curious as to whether or not he would be having cash prizes to see who could correctly guess when there would be the next blog post on Team Fortress.
Yeah. Oh, so many contests.
I'll donate some Carium wood to that contest.
Yeah, I'll throw in some crystal glass.
And that, man, we almost made an entire episode without mentioning a Carium. Thanks a lot, Brent.
You're welcome.
I'm level 18, by the way. Okay, so thank you to Rasputin for being such a good organizing or a good leader for the Pyro farming session on Wednesday or Thursday, whenever it was.
Yeah, I think John Mass did some clips of Raz being the leader, some audio clips.
He's really got it together, and we'll let you hear. These are in-game. This is Rasp.
Okay, listen up. It's just Ignite, right?
Yes.
Okay. When a spy is on fire, run back to the health kits, and then come back to the same exact place you were at, and do it 5 times. Got it? Okay. Ash?
I'm going to gut you.
Why is there a spy here? Yeah, that's an orange bar. Okay, Harmless, you're up next.
There's another one over there, by the way.
Close first.
You're not. You're Mikey. Mikey's misbehaving. Mikey's gonna get hit.
I'm looking at Ash over here.
Okay, ready, spies? Cloak.
Yeah, spy.
Okay, hang on a second, guys. I'm getting PM'd. Okay, again, you're up.
Drop the enemy intelligence.
Cloak, go.
Did you get lag when we set the house set up speed?
Spy.
Could you guys please behave?
We have dropped the enemy intelligence.
Okay, it's going to be crazy if we don't behave now, guys. Ready? Cloak, please.
The enemy intelligence.
Jeez, OP. That ain't right. Sorry, I was stabbing someone else and you were in my way. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, damn it. Oh, God. Kill you, you sons of bitches.
Got it.
Taken the enemy.
Please humor the old man. Bye. Stay on the damn orange bar.
Let's not take this to anarchy.
Please, as you're up.
Rasputin's getting pissed off.
Although I do love Rasputin in angry mode. Okay, as become a spy. Evil Frank, you're up next. Okay, everybody stop. Stop messing around, stop talking. Do we have anybody who has not gotten Firewall now?
Go to the blue bar. On the blue bar.
If you have not gotten Firewall, go to the blue bar. Okay, what else is easy to achieve? Everybody shut up.
Stop flaming. Let me find another one.
Stop flaming, stop killing, stop taunting. You will be kicked. To see how this goes, if it gets crazy, we'll call hands down. So
Enemy intelligence.
nice, that's the way, folks. Nice and quiet.
So it's funny to hear Raspy get so grumpy and like he's a good leader, right? But I mean, when you have a lot of people horsing around, on the server, griefing or trying to kill each other, it's you have to be stern with them, right? I wasn't there to witness any of this though, but thanks, John, for recording some of that.
Yeah, I'm just glad no one recorded me on 5 because I think I was yelling at people.
Oh, you were the guy yelling?
Oh, man, I yelled at people so much. There's a few people in particular that just seem to every once in a while start killing everything that moves. And I'm like, what the bleep are you doing?
Yeah, are you a bunch of freaking 3-year-olds? What the hell are you doing?
I just wanted to quickly explain what you just heard was actually the achievement where you need to catch cloaked spies on fire, so they would line up and cloak, and then the next person in the team would go and spray them down, and then repeat over and over.
We had a sort of what do you call it? An assembly line going on full of cloaked spies. It worked really well. Yeah. Also, I wanted to say that he pointed this out. Jazz also did some organizing early in the night until he lost power. So thank you to Jazz as well.
Yeah, organizing and creating the map.
Just a quick question here. If a spy is cloaked and has a disguise on, does that count for both?
I think possibly, because that's what we did on our side, or at least that's what I told him to do, was to disguise and cloak and just keep doing it back and forth. I don't know if it worked, but it seemed to be.
It seems like it should anyway. But,
and then next, I guess we got a Fritz question of the week. Do you want to just ask it live?
Well, we thought we'd do this next week since he'd be answering his own question, and we're missing out on Wes.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want him to. I'm going to put him on the spot. You need to ask a question now, like a new question.
Okay.
New question.
Okay. What was the first game you ever bought?
Oh wow,
that's interesting.
Wow.
First
you
game
mean
I ever bought.
So with our own money, right? Not like our parents buying us a game or something.
Well, okay, the first game you owned.
Okay.
The first.
Oh well, the first game I owned I can't do. I don't know, but I can do the first game I bought.
Is this first PC?
Game that I?
For anything.
Ooh, that makes it tough.
I would say my first was Pickaxe Pete for the Odyssey 2 in 1980. I think it was 1980. Maybe 81. I don't remember.
I don't know if this counts, but my dad bought me Pong.
Really?
Yeah.
No. The first game you bought with your own money.
Oh, now it's different.
Now it's changed.
Now, okay, the first game I ever bought was a PC game for a 8086, and it was Police Quest 1, 1988, I believe, or 87.
Sweet, nice.
That was before I was born.
I saved up probably $30-40.
Yeah, I don't know if I can remember that, but it would have been an Atari game. I'm thinking maybe no, I don't remember which one. Sequest maybe.
Sequest.
There's one where you're in the submarine and you went around shooting sharks and fish.
What was that for?
Atari.
Oh, Atari. Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Let's see. For me, I had a whole bunch of games before I bought games. I had Nintendo games that were given to me as presents, and I had PC games that I don't know where they came from. I just had them, and I had a Commodore 64, and I had a whole bunch of those games, but I don't remember buying any of them. The first game I actually bought was Ultima Underworld for the PC in 1992.
92. So that was like a 386.
It was a DOS game. Yeah, it was a 386. I had a 386 DX25.
Ooh, so you had the math coprocessor in there. Nice.
Yeah.
Swanky. Well, cool.
So, on to surveillance.
Who
put this in here? By Exhibit A, Epic, Rube, Goldberg, and GMOD.
Who put this here? I didn't put it here.
I did not. Maybe Wes did. And then put it there, and then he abandoned
So we'll put a link to this. It's an Epic, Rube, Goldberg, and GMOD.
Interesting.
Submitted by Exhibit
I've done
A.
one of them.
Exhibit A submitted this. Okay.
I've done one of them.
Cool. We'll just find out what it is and, put it out there.
I'm going to watch it right now while we talk about our player of the week.
Yes, player of the week. Okay, a little preface here. We had an instant where last week there was a fisher, and he with
like
PH, by the way.
Okay.
And he sent out some links or whatever, some bad links. People clicked on them and got their accounts compromised and whatnot. And this all happened over Steam. And there were a lot of unhappy people. But Aram, ERAM, right? Aram, he helped out a lot and reported some things and contacted Valve and got everything turned back on. Everybody's account was restored, and anyway, so that was really helpful for everyone involved there. So, thanks to Aram, you are the player of the week.
Congrats, dude!
Hey.
All right, so I think we're running out of stuff here. So I guess that's about the show's over.
Yeah. So be sure to go and update the Control Point Wiki page.
tf2.wiki.net/wiki/control-point podcast.
You can DIGG us, and you can check out our MySpace group, which is myspace.com/controlpoint.
Groups.myspace.com/controlpoint.
Oh, whoops. Also, iTunes
still
reviews.
Give us iTunes reviews.
We love them.
Awesome. Sweet.
Use Stumble Upon. Give us the thumbs up on Stumble Upon and your TiVo. Just kidding about the TiVo. Join us on Steam. Join our Steam community. And Control Point is now available on VHS and DVD. Just kidding about that. Also, Control Point forums is a cool place to go and check out
our new book.
Our new book by Winsor Coperton. He's a good guy. He's also on Facebook. Check him out. Make him your friend. Twitter, twitter.com/nailhead/devilturnip, chaos_CP, and Wes Wilson. He doesn't use his, but
and
you can add him anyway.
Twitter is the best place to read about the new Control Point boy band album that we have just released.
Yeah. Now available on cassette and CD. Also, you can call us.
I want mine in vinyl.
And that too. Call us on our Skype voicemail line, 256-513-4772.
And of course, you can listen to other fine podcasts on the Dead Workers Party Network, such as Trailer Trash Talk, Random Chatter, Lost Chatter, Movie Chatter, The Zero Show, World of WoW, soon to be
Cybermole.
Yeah, and Cybermole, and soon to be some other podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole army of podcasts.
And also, you should listen to the House Call podcast. Yeah,
that's true.
What's that one? What's that one?
The House Call.
Frit's on that one too, as well. If you didn't know, so you've heard him here. Now you can go hear him there.
Hey, Fritz, how was being on the show? Was it everything you dreamed it would be?
Well, maybe.
Nice.
All right, everyone, make pyro noises.
You are now at the end of another episode of Control Point.
Victory.
Every one of you deserves a medal.
A podcast brought to you by the Dead Workers Party. See the show notes and leave comments for this episode at controlpoint.deadworkers.com or leave us a voicemail at area code 256-513-4772.
Auf Wiedersehen!
Is this the Control Point podcast? My boss told me I had to speak in the scan and read these lines he gave to me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you go ahead there, Jacko.
Anyway, now that I got over the intro, I'll start with the good stuff. I have a good tactic for playing spy, or actually for 2 spies. It's not that much of a tactic, but more like good teamwork. Make sure you and your buddy disguise as different classes, and then one spy stabs someone and runs away, while the other spy remains hidden and stabs the people who come and check up on their teammate. I find that this works especially good for snipers, obvious though. This also works great for tackling engineers and their sentries. Make sure you have a good teammate who you trust. That's it for this week. Thanks for having me on. Bye bye. Intel Officer J out.
Hello, this is Jolly Eskimo calling from Canada. This is not Brute Dog pretending to be him, but I wanted to let you guys know that a few of our members' accounts were compromised last week. So if you see any suspicious or awkwardly conspicuous links given to you, please think twice and make sure that the person on the other end means well. I also wanted to apologize to possibly the best TF2 player known to man and my best friend in the world, Brute Dog, for putting up his picture on our Steam group ID on Friday. I did mean well. I thought it was pretty funny. I laughed till I squirted milk out my nose until I heard you were crying on Ventrilo. So I did not mean for that. Hopefully you will forgive me, and I hope to see you on the servers along with the rest of you guys. Control Point, you're doing a great job. Keep it up, and hope to hear from you soon. Bye-bye.
I love Spencer, he's a real honky man. I love Spencer even if he's in Japan. I love Spencer when the tide comes in. I love Spencer even if he's covered in $1,000 dressing and sitting at his computer with nothing but his pants on, farming achievements and generally being wacko. Win. I love Spencer. Click. Oh, I'm a jellyfish, by the way.